From $0 to financial freedom sounds inspiring, almost like a straight line if you just work hard enough. But here's the brutal truth no one tells you. It's not just about earning more, it's about surviving long enough to learn how money actually works. Most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they repeat the same financial habits in different clothes. Real freedom comes from discipline, delayed gratification, and learning to make money work for you before life forces you to work forever for it. Today we will talk about from $0 to financial freedom, the brutal truth no one tells you. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. The romantic lie of starting from zero. The phrase from $0 to financial freedom sounds inspiring because it suggests fairness, that anyone can rise if they try hard enough. But this idea is heavily romanticized. In reality, starting from zero is not a clean slate. It is often a disadvantage compounded by time, stress, and survival pressure. People who begin with nothing are not just building wealth. They're also repairing financial ignorance, emotional instability around money, lack of mentorship, and sometimes even generational poverty patterns. The biggest hidden lie is that effort alone is enough. Effort matters, but direction matters more. Millions of people work hard their entire lives and never escape financial pressure because they're running in circles, not climbing a system. Financial freedom stories online usually skip the middle years. The hardest part where progress is invisible, motivation fades, and results are inconsistent. That gap between starting and succeeding is where most people quit, not because they are lazy, but because reality does not match expectations. 2. $0 is not the real problem. Zero skills is. Having $0 in your bank account is not the biggest issue. The real issue is having no monetizable skill. Money is simply a reward for solving problems at scale. If you cannot solve a problem people are willing to pay for, then income becomes random and unstable. At the beginning, people often misunderstand this and focus on money directly instead of capability. But wealth is not created by chasing money. It is created by becoming valuable in a market. That means learning skills like communication, sales, digital marketing, coding, design, writing, editing, or trade-based work. The brutal truth is this: the market does not care about your effort. It only cares about output. You can work 12 hours a day and still earn nothing if what you produce has no demand. The early phase is therefore not about grinding harder, but about becoming useful in a way that someone is willing to pay for. 3. The first phase, survival mode, zero stability. The journey from $0 begins in survival mode. This is the phase where every decision is emotionally charged because money is directly tied to daily comfort. In this phase, financial thinking is reactive instead of strategic. People chase quick wins, unstable gigs, or inconsistent opportunities. The goal here is not freedom, it is stability. Stability means you can reliably cover your basic expenses without panic. This might come from freelancing, a job, small business, or multiple micro-income sources. However, this phase is exhausting because progress is uneven. One month you feel like you're improving, the next month everything collapses. Clients disappear, jobs don't convert, income fluctuates. This unpredictability is what breaks most people mentally. They assume something is wrong with them, when in reality, instability is part of the early system-building process. Stability is achieved only when you stop relying on luck and start relying on repeatable processes. 4. The discipline phase. Nobody survives comfortably. After survival mode comes the discipline phase, and this is where most people quietly quit. This phase is not exciting. There is no instant reward. You are working, learning, failing, and repeating without guaranteed results. You may spend months improving a skill before it produces meaningful income. What makes this phase difficult is not the workload. It is the emotional silence. No validation, no certainty, no guarantee that you are progressing fast enough. This is where discipline becomes more important than motivation. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is structural. You show up, even when results are absent, because you understand that skill accumulation is delayed in payoff. Most people underestimate how long this phase lasts. They expect breakthroughs in weeks, but real skill-based income systems often take months or years to stabilize. 5. The first real money is always ugly. The first time you make real money, it rarely feels glamorous. It feels messy, inconsistent, and fragile. You might land a freelance project, a small business sale, or a first client, but it is not stable yet. This money is ugly money because it comes without systems. You cannot predict it. You cannot scale it yet. You cannot rely on it. But this stage is extremely important because it proves something critical. The system can work. You are no longer guessing. You are participating in the economy. However, many people make a fatal mistake here. They become emotionally attached to the first income source instead of improving it. They settle too early. Financial freedom requires evolving income repeatedly, not clinging to early success. 6. The identity shift from consumer to builder. One of the least discussed aspects of financial transformation is identity change. People who remain broke often think like consumers. What can I afford? People moving toward financial freedom start thinking like builders. What can I create or improve that generates value? This shift is subtle but powerful. It changes how you spend time, how you evaluate opportunities, and how you respond to problems. A consumer mindset waits for opportunities. A builder mindset creates them or positions themselves inside systems where opportunities naturally appear. This identity shift is uncomfortable because it forces responsibility. You stop blaming circumstances and start analyzing systems. You begin seeing money not as something you receive, but something you influence. 7. Income growth is not linear. It is flat then sudden. One of the most misunderstood truths about wealth building is that income does not grow gradually. It often stays flat for a long time, then suddenly jumps. This creates emotional confusion. People expect slow, steady improvement. Instead, they experience long periods of stagnation followed by sudden breakthroughs. This happens because skill and opportunity compound invisibly. You may be improving your abilities for months without visible results. Then one connection, one project, or one opportunity changes everything. 8. The lifestyle inflation trap that kills freedom. Once income starts increasing, a silent danger appears: lifestyle inflation. This is when your expenses rise to match your income, leaving you financially stuck even at higher earnings. People upgrade their lifestyle before upgrading their systems. They buy better phones, clothes, food, and experiences, believing they have made it, while their financial foundation remains weak. This is one of the main reasons people never achieve true financial freedom. They confuse higher income with wealth. Income is temporary. Wealth is what remains after income stops. 9. The invisible work behind wealth. What people see from the outside, success, money, freedom, is only the final layer. What they do not see is the invisible work: learning, failing, networking, rebuilding, adapting, and repeatedly starting over. Wealth is not built on visible action alone. It is built on invisible accumulation. Hours spent improving a skill nobody sees. Days spent failing without recognition. Months spent building systems that might never work. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the button to subscribe.